Ella sat on her bed, staring out the window at the fading sunlight. The world outside was beautiful, but inside her heart, she felt heavy. It had been 6 months since her best friend, Mia, moved away. They had shared countless memories, laughter, secrets, and dreams. Now, those memories felt like echoes in a vast, empty room. Mia had moved to a city far away, chasing her dreams of becoming an artist. Ella was proud of her friend, but couldn't shake the feeling of loneliness that settled over her like a thick fog. They had promised to stay close, to call and text often, but life had a way of getting in the way. Ella found herself staring at her phone, waiting for a message that never came. Maybe she's too busy, Ella thought, trying to reassure herself. But deep down, she felt the distance growing between them. The laughter they once shared felt like a distant memory, and she missed Mia terribly. Every time she scrolled through social media, she saw Mia's smiling face in pictures with new friends, exploring her new city. It made Ella feel happy for Mia, but sad for herself. One evening, Ella decided she needed to reach out. She picked up her phone and opened a blank message to Mia. The cursor blinked at her, waiting for the first words. But no words came. What could she say? I miss you? It felt so simple, yet so inadequate. She put the phone down and sighed. Days passed, and Ella felt more and more isolated. School was dull without Mia by her side to share jokes at lunch. She found herself sitting alone during breaks, watching other friends chat and laugh. The laughter felt distant, like she was watching a movie from the other side of a glass wall. One rainy afternoon, Ella walked home from school, her umbrella shielding her from the drizzle. The sound of raindrops hitting the fabric was soothing, but her mind was elsewhere. She thought about the adventures she and Mia used to have: bike rides to the park, late-night movie marathons, and art projects that never seemed to finish. Those times felt like a treasure, and now they were just memories. As she entered her room, the familiar emptiness surrounded her. She picked up her sketchbook, hoping to find solace in drawing. Art had always been her escape, a way to express her feelings when words failed her. But today, even the pencil felt heavy in her hand. She flipped through the pages filled with sketches of her and Mia, smiling and creating together. Suddenly, an idea sparked in her mind. What if she sent Mia a drawing? It could be a way to reconnect, to show her friend that she still cared, even from afar. Ella's heart raced with excitement as she grabbed her colored pencils. She envisioned a scene of them sitting together under their favorite tree, surrounded by flowers and sunshine. As she drew, the world outside faded away. The colors came alive on the page, and with each stroke, she poured her feelings into the artwork. She imagined Mia's smile when she saw it. Ella wanted to remind her friend of the bond they shared, to bridge the distance that had grown between them. After hours of drawing, Ella finally finished. The picture was vibrant and full of life, just like their friendship. She took a photo of the drawing and, with a deep breath, opened the messaging app. She typed a simple message. Hey, Mia, I made this for you. I miss you so much. Hope you're doing well. With a shaking hand, she hit send. The message disappeared into the digital world, and for a moment, she felt a wave of hope wash over her. Maybe this was the start of reconnecting, of breaking down the walls that distance had built between them. Days felt like weeks as she waited for a response. Ella kept her phone nearby, her heart racing every time it buzzed. When a notification finally popped up, she rushed to read it. It was a message from Mia, filled with excitement and warmth. Ella, I love the drawing. It's beautiful. I miss you too. Let's video chat soon? Ella's heart soared. The distance that had felt so vast now seemed smaller. They arranged a time for their call, and in the days leading up to it, Ella felt a renewed sense of hope. She realized that even though Mia was far away, Their friendship was still strong. They just needed to find new ways to connect. Finally, the day of their video chat arrived. Ella sat in front of her laptop, her heart pounding with anticipation. When Mia's face appeared on the screen, Ella couldn't help but smile. It felt like no time had passed, even though they were miles apart. "Mia!" Ella exclaimed, her voice filled with joy. "Ella, you look amazing," Mia replied, her face lighting up. They spent hours talking, laughing, and sharing stories about their lives. Mia showed her the city, the art she had created, and all the exciting things she had experienced. As they talked, Ella realized that while the distance was challenging, it didn't have to mean the end of their friendship. They could adapt and grow, just like the characters in the stories they loved. Their bond was not defined by proximity, but by the love and support they had for each other. As the call came to an end, Ella felt a warmth in her heart. They had not only reconnected, they had strengthened their friendship in a new way. They promised to keep in touch more often, to share their lives despite the miles between them. As she closed her laptop, Ella looked out the window at the starry sky. For the first time in months, she felt a sense of peace. The distance might have made her sad, but it also revealed the strength of their bond. In that moment, she understood that even when people moved away, the connections they formed could never truly fade. They could laugh, cry, and support each other, no matter how far apart they were. And just like that, Ella smiled, feeling hopeful about the future. It was a reminder that humanity, in its resilience and love, could overcome any distance. Just as the hidden vessel of connection had shattered the distance in her heart, she knew their friendship would continue to thrive, no matter where life took them. Ella sat at her desk the next day, the glow of her laptop illuminating her face. After her video call with Mia, she felt a sense of warmth that had been missing for months. They had laughed, shared stories, and even planned a virtual art project together. It was a small step, but it filled Ella with hope. She realized that distance didn't have to mean the end of their friendship. Instead, it could be a new beginning. But as the days passed, Ella found herself slipping back into old patterns of sadness. Her phone felt silent again, and she felt a tug of loneliness. She wanted to reach out to Mia more often, to share her thoughts and daily moments, but uncertainty gnawed at her. What if Mia got busy again? What if she forgot about her? One evening, while scrolling through her social media, Ella stumbled upon an idea. She saw a post about a virtual art competition where people from all over the world could submit their work. The theme was connections, and the prize was an online art class with a famous artist. Ella's heart raced. This could be the perfect opportunity for her and Mia to collaborate. Excited, Ella grabbed her sketchbook and began to brainstorm ideas. They could create a piece that represented their friendship, the distance between them, and their journey to reconnect. She imagined vibrant colors and swirling lines, symbolizing the paths they had taken and how they would come together despite the miles apart. The next day, Ella sent a message to Mia. "Hey, I found this art competition about connections. I think it would be amazing for us to work on something together. What do you think?" Ella held her breath, waiting for a reply. A few moments later, Mia responded with enthusiasm. "That sounds awesome. I'd love to. Let's create something special." They set a date for their next video call to discuss their ideas. Ella felt a spark of excitement as she prepared for their meeting. She gathered her materials, ready to share her sketches and listen to Mia's thoughts. When the day arrived, Ella logged into the video chat, eager to see Mia's smiling face. They greeted each other with joy, and Ella felt the familiar warmth wash over her. They spent the next hour brainstorming, sharing ideas, and sketching concepts together. As they talked, Ella noticed how their conversation flowed effortlessly, just like it used to. They laughed as they bounced ideas off each other, discussing colors, shapes, and the emotions they wanted to convey. It felt like they were in the same room, creating magic together. "Let's represent our journey," Mia suggested. "We can use blue for the distance, but add bright colors where our paths cross. It'll show how we're still connected, no matter how far apart we are." Ella nodded, feeling inspired. "Yes, and we can include small symbols that remind us of our favorite memories, like the tree we used to sit under and the stars we would watch together." As they worked on their sketches, Ella felt a sense of purpose. This was more than just an art project. It was a way to reaffirm their friendship, to show that even distance could not diminish the bond they shared. They were two artists, using their creativity to bridge the gap between them. Over the next few weeks, they dedicated their evenings to the project. They would call each other, share their progress, and offer encouragement. Ella felt invigorated, her sadness slowly fading away. She was filled with a sense of accomplishment and hope as they neared the deadline for the competition. Ella and Mia put the finishing touches on their artwork. It was a beautiful blend of colors and symbols, vibrant and full of life. They had created a piece that reflected their journey and the strength of their friendship. When they finally submitted their entry, Ella felt a rush of excitement. Regardless of whether they won, they had created something meaningful together. It was a testament to their connection. And Ella leaned back in her chair, a warm cup of tea cradled in her hands as she reflected on the past few weeks. Since winning the art competition with Mia, her life had taken on a new rhythm. She felt a spark of joy that had been missing for so long. Their friendship, once strained by distance, was now thriving through creativity and shared experiences. But as much as Ella cherished their calls and virtual projects, she still felt a longing to do more. She wanted to bridge the gap between them in a way that felt more tangible. The distance was still there, but she wanted to create moments that felt real and connected, something beyond screens and messages. One afternoon, while scrolling through social media, Ella saw a post about an art festival happening in a nearby city. The festival welcomed artists from all over, and it included workshops, live demonstrations, and a community gallery for submissions. Ella's heart raced at the thought of attending. What if she could go to the festival and invite Mia to join her? They could experience art together, side by side, and create new memories. Excited, Ella grabbed her phone and texted Mia, "Hey, there's an art festival coming up nearby. What if I bought tickets and you flew in for the weekend? We could explore, create, and have fun together." Ella's heart raced as she waited for Mia's response. Would she be able to come? Would she want to? A few moments later, Mia replied with enthusiasm, "That sounds amazing. I'd love to. I'll check flight options right now." Ella felt a wave of relief and joy wash over her. This was a chance to reconnect in a way that felt more intimate and real. They talked excitedly about their plans, sharing ideas for what they wanted to do at the festival. They would attend workshops, meet other artists, and maybe even collaborate on a piece to display in the gallery. As the days passed, Ella prepared for Mia's visit. She cleaned her room, gathered art supplies, and made a list of all the things they could do together. The thought of seeing Mia in person filled her with anticipation. She missed the warmth of her friends' laughter and the comfort of their shared moments. When the day finally arrived, Ella woke up early, her heart pounding with excitement. She dressed quickly, unable to contain her energy. After what felt like hours, she received a text from Mia saying she had landed. Ella rushed to the airport, her heart racing as she imagined the moment they would see each other again. When Ella spotted Mia walking through the terminal, her heart soared. Mia looked just as she remembered, bright-eyed, smiling, and full of energy. They ran toward each other, embracing tightly. I can't believe you're here," Ella exclaimed, pulling back to look at her friend's face. "I know. This is going to be so much fun," Mia replied, her eyes sparkling with excitement. They spent the ride home catching up, sharing stories about their lives since Mia had moved. Ella learned about the new friends Mia had made and the art classes she had taken. In turn, Ella shared her experiences at school and the joy of winning the art competition. It felt so good to talk, to laugh, and to share their lives again. That evening, they settled in for a cozy movie night, just like old times. They made popcorn, snuggled under blankets, and watched their favorite films. Ella felt a sense of normalcy return, as if no time had passed at all. The next day, they excitedly headed to the art festival. The atmosphere buzzed with creativity, color, and excitement. Artists displayed their work, and the air was filled with laughter and chatter. Ella and Mia wandered from booth to booth, admiring the art and taking notes on techniques they wanted to try. In one workshop, they learned about painting with watercolors. The instructor showed them how to blend colors and create textures. Ella watched in awe as Mia effortlessly painted a beautiful landscape, her brush strokes confident and fluid. Inspired, Ella picked up her brush and began to experiment. "Look, at you go," Mia cheered, her eyes shining with encouragement. As they painted side by side, Ella felt a renewed sense of creativity. She realized that being with Mia sparked something deep within her, a belief that they could achieve great things together. The distance that once separated them now felt like a bridge to new possibilities. After the workshop, they decided to collaborate on a piece for the gallery. They found a large canvas and began to brainstorm ideas. "Let's create something that represents our journey," Mia suggested. Ella nodded, excited by the thought. "Yes, we can use colors that reflect our emotions, blues for the distance, but also bright colors for our memories together." They spent hours painting, laughing, and sharing stories. Each brushstroke felt like a way to reconnect, to weave their friendship into the canvas. As they worked, Ella felt a deep sense of pride in what they were creating together. When they finally stepped back to look at their finished piece, Ella's heart swelled with joy. The canvas was filled with vibrant colors and symbols of their friendship: the tree they used to sit under, stars representing their dreams, and abstract shapes that echoed their shared laughter. It was a beautiful representation of their bond, a testament to their resilience. As they prepared to display their artwork in the gallery, Ella felt a sense of accomplishment. They had not only created a painting, but had also rebuilt their connection. The distance that had once felt overwhelming had transformed into a source of strength. When the time came for the gallery opening, Ella and Mia stood proudly beside their artwork, beaming with joy. People admired their piece, and Ella felt a wave of happiness wash over her. They had shared their story through art, and others could see the beauty in their journey. As the night went on, Ella realized that this experience had taught her something profound. The distance between them had not diminished their friendship. Instead, it had allowed them to grow and explore new ways to connect. They had proven that love and creativity could overcome any obstacle. As they left the festival, Mia turned to Ella, her eyes sparkling. "Thank you for inviting me. This weekend has been amazing. I feel closer to you than ever." Ella smiled, her heart full. "Me too, Mia. I've realized that no matter where we are, we can always find a way to connect. Our friendship is strong enough to weather any distance." With that, Ella felt a sense of hope wash over her. They had learned to embrace the challenges that distance brought, turning them into opportunities for growth and creativity. Just like the hidden vessel that shattered barriers, Ella knew that their friendship would continue to thrive. As they walked under the stars, Ella felt grateful for the journey they had taken together. No matter where life led them, they would always find a way to reconnect, to create, and to support each other. Their bond was unbreakable, And for the first time in a long time, Ella felt certain about the future. She whispered into the night air, "We may be miles apart, but our hearts will always be connected." And in that moment, she knew that their friendship would shine brightly, no matter the distance. Asterisk after the art festival, Ella felt a renewed sense of hope and purpose. The weekend with Mia had reignited the warmth of their friendship and showed her that distance could not diminish their bond. However, as the excitement faded into everyday life, Ella found herself grappling with the familiar feeling of loneliness. Mia had returned to her city, and even though they promised to stay in touch, Ella felt a sense of emptiness creeping back in. One evening, as Ella sat at her desk drawing in her sketchbook, she glanced at her phone. It had been a few days since Mia had sent her a message, and Ella felt a pang of sadness. She wanted to reach out, but a voice in her head whispered doubts. What if Mia was too busy? What if she didn't have time to talk? Ella put down her pencil and sighed. She missed their late-night conversations and the way they inspired each other. She knew she had to do something to break this cycle of distance that threatened to pull them apart. Again, not suddenly, she had an idea. What if she organized a virtual art night with their friends? They could all come together, share their creativity, and strengthen their connections. Ella's heart raced with excitement at the thought. This could be a way not just to reconnect with Mia, but also to bring their friends together, creating a sense of community. Ella quickly typed a message to Mia. "Hey, I've been thinking we should host a virtual art night with our friends. We could all create something together and share ideas. What do you think?" A few minutes later, Mia replied, "That sounds amazing. I'm in. Let's invite everyone." Feeling energized, Ella made a list of their friends and sent out invitations. She planned activities, including drawing challenges and a group project where everyone could collaborate on a single piece of art. As the day approached, Ella could feel her excitement growing. This was more than just an art night. It was an opportunity to reconnect and remind everyone of the strength of their friendships. On the night of the event, Ella set up her laptop in her living room, surrounded by art supplies. She decorated the space with colorful drawings and fairy lights, creating an inviting atmosphere. When the clock struck 7, she logged into the video call, her heart racing with anticipation. One by one, their friends joined the call, filling the screen with smiling faces. Ella felt a wave of happiness wash over her. It was wonderful to see everyone again, to share laughter and creativity. Mia appeared on the screen, her face lighting up the moment she saw Ella. "Hey, everyone! I'm so glad you're here." Ella greeted them, her voice filled with joy. Ella woke up one morning feeling a mix of excitement and nervousness. It had been several weeks since she and Mia had launched their art blog, and the response had been incredible. People from all over had started to follow their journey, sharing their own stories of friendship and creativity. But as their blog gained popularity, Ella couldn't shake the feeling that she and Mia needed to do more. They had built a platform, and she wanted to make the most of it. After finishing her breakfast, Ella opened her laptop to check the blog's comments. She smiled as she read the encouraging messages. People were sharing how their art had helped them reconnect with friends and family, inspired by Ella and Mia's journey. It warmed her heart to see how their story had touched others. But even as she celebrated this success, Ella felt a familiar pang of sadness. She missed Mia, their late night calls and creative sessions had become a highlight of her week, but they had not seen each other since the art festival. Ella wanted to find a way to bridge that distance again. Suddenly, an idea sparked in her mind. What if they organized a community art project? They could invite their followers to participate, encouraging everyone to create something that represented their own connections. It could be a way to bring people together, just as they had done with their blog. Ella's heart raced at the thought. This could be the perfect opportunity to deepen their message of friendship and creativity. She quickly typed the message to Mia. "Hey, what do you think about organizing a community art project? We could invite our followers to create something that represents their connections." "It could be amazing," Mia replied almost instantly. "I love that idea. Let's do it. We can create a theme and share our own pieces as examples." Feeling energized, Ella began planning. They decided on a theme: bridges, symbolizing the connections between people, no matter the distance. They would encourage participants to share their artwork on social media, tagging their blog and using a special hashtag. Over the next few days, Ella and Mia worked tirelessly to promote the project. They created a detailed post explaining the theme and how to participate. They encouraged their followers to share their stories behind the art, emphasizing that everyone had the power to create connections, even from afar. As the project launched, Ella felt a surge of hope. She watched as people began to share their artwork online. Some painted bridges, while others created pieces that represented friendships, family ties, and even connections with themselves. The variety and creativity were inspiring. One day, while scrolling through the submissions, Ella stumbled upon a piece that took her breath away. It was a painting of two figures standing on either side of a river, reaching out to each other. The artist had written a heartfelt story about how they had lost touch with their best friend after moving away, but were now inspired to reconnect through art. Ella felt a lump in her throat. This was exactly what she had hoped for, reminder of the power of connection. As the days turned into weeks, the community art project brought people together in unexpected ways. Ella and Mia began hosting weekly live sessions to showcase participants' artwork and share their stories. They celebrated each submission, fostering a sense of unity and support among their followers. During one of their live sessions, they invited a participant named Sarah to share her story. Sarah had created a beautiful piece representing her friendship with a childhood friend who had moved away. As she spoke, her voice trembled with emotion. "I haven't spoken to my friend in years, but doing this project inspired me to reach out," Sarah said. "I realized that our friendship was worth reconnecting over, no matter how far apart we are. Thank you for creating this space." Ella and Mia exchanged glances, their hearts swelling with pride. This was what they had wanted to inspire others. To reconnect, to remind them that distance could not erase the bonds they shared. After the session, Ella sat back in her chair, feeling overwhelmed with gratitude. Their project had grown into something bigger than they had imagined. It was a movement of hope, reminding everyone that they could overcome feelings of distance and loneliness. However, as she celebrated the project's success, Ella couldn't shake the nagging feeling of longing for Mia. They had worked hard together, but she still wished they could see each other again in person. The excitement of the community project was wonderful, but nothing compared to the joy of creating art. Side by side, that evening Ella decided to call Mia. As the phone rang, she felt a mix of anticipation and nerves. When Mia picked up, her face lit up the screen, and Ella couldn't help but smile. "Hey, Ella, how are you?" Mia asked, her voice warm and familiar. "I'm good. Just reflecting on how amazing the community project has become. But I really miss you," Ella admitted, her heart feeling heavy. "I miss you too. It's been too long since we've been together," Mia replied. "I wish we could create something in person again." Suddenly, an idea struck Ella. What if we plan a weekend where we can meet up and work on a special project together? We could invite some of our followers to join us. It could be an art retreat. Mia's eyes widened with excitement. That sounds incredible. We could create a big mural that represents all the connections we've made through the project. Ella's heart raced at the thought. This could be the perfect way to reconnect with Mia and celebrate their journey together. They spent the Next hour planning, discussing locations, and inviting friends to join as they finalized the details. Ella felt a sense of hope blossom inside her. This weekend would not only strengthen her friendship with Mia, but also allow them to celebrate the connections they had built with their community. The day of the art retreat arrived, and Ella felt a mix of excitement and nerves as she drove. To the chosen location, a beautiful park with plenty of space for their mural. When she arrived, Mia was already there, setting up supplies and greeting their friends. "Ella, you made it!" Mia exclaimed, rushing over to give her a hug. This time, it felt different. They were together, ready to create in a way that made their friendship come alive. As their friends arrived, the atmosphere buzzed with energy and creativity. Ella felt a sense of belonging that she had longed for during those lonely months. Together, they began working on the mural, each person contributing their own ideas and stories. The canvas became a tapestry of colors, symbols, and emotions, representing the connections that had grown from their community project. As Ella painted, she felt a renewed sense of purpose. They were not just creating art. They were celebrating the power of friendship, creativity, and resilience. The mural was a testament to their journey, a reminder that distance could not diminish the bonds they had forged. As the sun began to set, the mural was nearly complete. Ella and Mia stood back, taking in the vibrant colors and the stories woven into the artwork. It was beautiful, a reflection of their collective experiences and the strength they found in one another. In that moment, Ella realized that they had shattered the walls of distance that had once felt so daunting. They had transformed their feelings of loneliness into a celebration of connection, reminding everyone that love and friendship could flourish, no matter the miles apart. As they gathered for a group photo in front of the mural, Ella felt grateful for the journey she had taken with Mia and their friends. They had proven that even when life took them in different directions, they could always find a way to reconnect, to create, and to support one another. And as she looked around at the smiling faces, Ella knew that their friendship would continue to shine brightly, no matter the distance. In the end, it was their love and creativity that had truly brought them together, creating a bond that would last a lifetime. Ella woke up the morning after the art retreat feeling happier than she had in a long time. The mural they had created with Mia and their friends was still fresh in her mind. She remembered the laughter, the bright colors, and the feeling of working together side by side. It was a memory she knew would stay with her forever. But as the days passed and life returned to normal, the feeling of distance crept back in. Mia had gone home, and their friends had returned to their own busy lives. Ella's days were quieter now. She tried to stay busy with school and her art, but sometimes she still felt alone. She missed the noise, the teamwork, and the sense of being together that the retreat had brought. One afternoon, Ella sat in her room, looking at a photo of the finished mural on her phone. She smiled, remembering the joy of that day. But she also felt a small ache in her heart. Even with all the progress she and Mia had made, the truth was that she still missed her friend. She wanted to feel that closeness all the time, not just during special events. Ella wondered if there was a way to keep those feelings alive, even from far away. She thought about all the people who had joined their community art project, sharing their own stories of distance and friendship. If they could find hope, maybe she could too. That night, Ella sat down to write a blog post about the art retreat. She wanted to capture everything they had experienced, the teamwork, the creativity, and the happiness of being together. As she wrote, an idea began to form in her mind. What if she and Mia started a regular art club, not just online, but one where people from different places could meet up in person whenever possible? It could be a traveling art club, with meetings in different cities, giving